Kind of feels like I got a new garage. It's going to be a good challenge to see how far into the season I can keep it looking like this. What's up everybody? Welcome back to Lawn Insider. Today's video is going to focus on how to program the Hunter X-Core Irrigation System. We purchased this house in 2019 and the Hunter X-Core just happened to be the irrigation system that the house came with. Very lucky to have an irrigation system. There are a few bells and whistles on the X-Core that allow you to be a little bit more efficient with your water, but overall it's a pretty simple system, and after watching this short video you should be able to set up any watering schedule your heart desires. So let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so this is the Hunter X-Core system. If this is what the remote on your wall looks like, then this video should be able to help you out on how to program your water schedule. The first thing that you're probably going to want to do is go ahead and make sure you have the correct time and date. So you're going to click over to the current time/day tab on your dial, and you can see that the year is flashing. Whatever's flashing is going to be what you're able to change, and you're going to use your plus or minus buttons to change it. It is 2021, but if we did want to change it, let me just show you. You can see that it's changing, but we're going to go ahead and click it back to 2021, and these right and left arrows are your navigation arrows, so I'm going to go ahead and click right. Alright, right here we see the month and the day. So the month is flashing. Again, it is January. We could change it if we want, but since it's correct, click right. Oop, went a little too far there. Okay, so now we see that the day is flashing. Again, it's the 22nd. We could change it, but it's the correct date. We're going to go ahead and click right. Alright, right now you see that they're allowing you, if you can see right there, the PM is actually blinking. They're allowing me to change the format of my clock, so I can choose PM, AM, or like a 24-hour military clock. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it on PM, and I'm good with that, so click right. Alright, now we see that the hour and soon to be minutes will be flashing. So the hour is flashing right now. It is 5:12 in the evening right now, so I'm good with that. I'm going to click. And now the minute side is flashing. The 12 is good, so we're going to go ahead and click right. Alright, and we are already back at year, which means we cycled through the entire current time day menu. We've got everything fixed where we want it, so we're going to go ahead and click our dial back to run. The next mode you see is actually start time, so we're going to click there on our dial. And you can actually just see whenever your program, right now program A is set to start. So I can actually cycle through my programs by clicking the program button, program B, program C, and I have 3 available, A, B, and C. I actually don't use C, that's why B and C are actually scheduled to start at the same time, but C actually has 0 run times. So it doesn't mess anything up because it's really like C doesn't exist. So we're just going to focus on A and B. Right here, the 1 is showing you that the first start time is set for 3 a.m. I actually can set up to 4. I only have 2 set. But my first start time is 3. My second is 4. And then my third and fourth are turned off. Okay? If I did want to turn it off, I'll just show you on the 4 a.m. one. If I wanted to turn it off, I'm just going to click all the way to midnight. And then that 1 click past midnight is going to get you set to off. But we actually want this one set at 4 a.m. So that's where we're going to leave it. If I wanted to look at program B, I'm just going to click the program button. And it shows me that my first start time for program B is at 5. My second start time for program B is at 6. And then 3 and 4 are set to off. But right now we are happy with the start times, so we're just going to go ahead and click back to run. The next mode you see is the run times mode. So we're going to go ahead and click to run times. And run times is going to go through your different stations, and it's going to allow you to choose how long you want each station to run in each given program. So right now we're looking at program A, and you can see that station 1 I have set for 0 minutes. If I wanted to make it go longer than that, I'm just going to click the plus or minus button, and on the runtime it's actually going to allow me to go up in 1-minute increments. Start times, it's 15-minute increments on your times. But since they want us to be a little bit more precise in our ability to see how much water we're putting down, we can put it down in 1-minute increments. So right now, station 1 is set to 0. Station 2, 20 minutes. Station 3, 15 minutes. Station 4, 0. Station 5, 0. Station 6, 0. And I only have 6 stations, so that's going to be it. And it's going to cycle back to the total. So it's saying program A in total takes 35 minutes to run through. And now we're back to 1. If I wanted to see program B, station 1 is 0. Station 1 is actually a flower bed for me, so I water all of that by hand. Station 2 is not set. Station 3 is not set. And then my my B program is actually for my backyard. That's why you're seeing different stations set in this one. So 20 minutes for station 4, 20 minutes for station 5, and 20 minutes for station 6. Go ahead and click. And my total time for the B program to run is 1 hour. So we're going to go ahead and click through. We're good there. And we're going to go ahead and click back to run. Alright, the next notch you see on the dial is water days. We're going to go ahead and click there. This is going to allow us to set which days we want our programs to run. Right now you can see that I'm set to program A. Again, I'm just going to click the program button to change the program. But we're going to stick to A right now. If I actually wanted to change the days that the sprinklers would run, I'm going to use the plus or minus to cycle through basically the yes or no to water on that day. You can see that if it's just a raindrop, then it will water that day. If it's a raindrop that has a circle and a line through it, then it's not going to water that day. So right now I'm only set to water Wednesdays, and that's okay. It's fine to water just once a week. It's not about how many times you water necessarily. It's more about how much water you're actually putting down every time you water. You can see that program B is also set to work only on Wednesdays. So I'm good with that. Again, if I did want to change it, I can just use this plus or minus. So the plus sets Monday to now as a water day, but since I can't water on Mondays, I'm going to click back using my navigation arrows, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to a no water day. So again, my water days are good. I'm going to go ahead and click back to run. And really, right now, I already have my water schedule set up on the X-Core, and I've only used the right side of the dial. But there are a few more features that I'm going to show you over here on the left side as well. Okay, on the left side of the dial at the bottom here, you see a seasonal adjustment percentage. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click to that mode. And what you see there is that right now my water percentage set to be released from the sprinklers is set at 100%. But let's say it was fall or it was earlier spring and I'm getting a little bit more rain than I normally would in the heat of the summer. I can actually set it down to whatever percentage level I want the sprinklers to run at. I'm just going to leave it at 100 right now, but that is a cool feature that allows you to change how much water is being put out on your lawn without actually having to alter your program. So that could be very useful. Alright, since I'm going to leave it at 100, I'm going to go ahead and click it back to run. This mode here says solar sync settings. Try to say that 5 times fast. But basically you have to have a solar gauge, a solar attachment for that to be useful, and I don't have that. So right now we're just going to pass that one up and go to the manual 1 station. Okay? And what the manual 1 station does is it allows you to go through the different stations in your lawn. Okay? So right now we're on station 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it allows me to give a manual test of that station for any given amount of time that I choose. So if I wanted to just see if station 1 was spraying where I wanted it to spray, then I would click it on for maybe a couple minutes, and then to get it to run, I'm just going to go up to run. And you can see that station 1 is actually now manually watering because I set it for the 2-minute mark. And if it's watering where you want it to water, and that's all you needed to see, you're good to go. So you can probably see how the manual one station can be useful, especially for calibrating where your sprinklers are actually spraying. I use that one periodically to make sure that I'm not losing water to the sidewalk or the driveway or anything like that. Another feature that my X-Core has that I think most of them probably do is this sensor bypass button, and you either have sensor bypass or active set. I have mine set to active, which just means that if my rain gauge sensor senses that it rained that day, that the sprinkler system won't run. If you just want to get that extra level of security to know you're not going to waste any water, and you know there's rain in the forecast for maybe later that day, and it already rained and you just want to make sure your sprinklers don't run, you can just come and set your system to off, and that way none of your systems will run because your system is just set to power off. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope it helps you set up the perfect water program on your Hunter X-Core. We had an 80-degree day today, so spring is kind of just around the corner. I'm sure we will still hit a few cold spells, especially once baseball season gets here, because that's just the way it goes. But anyway, I am ready to get out in the lawn, ready for this grass to really start growing again and kind of hit the ground running. So thank you for watching. I hope you come back next week. Lawn Insider, out.